that video I made about that one stupid guy making too much faith decisions in Spider-Man 2? That one, I'm not talking to you. I decided to remaster it because I was a little mad in the first one, so I'm going to remaster it and take a more calm approach. Because I saw somebody do a video debunking him. And also, I am on Twitch.
1% of people on the internet that actually think this looks like a PS4 game, which is very unfortunate that people really got that mindset.
There were animations that I've seen, in Miles Morales and in Spider-Man 1. Now, I don't know if, they did this on purpose and they didn't want to show the new web swinging animations.
I don't think that everything has to be the prettiest, hugest step up of all time in order to be good. I would really prefer that Marvel's Spider-Man does kind of what Miles and actually the Spider-Man remastered game did.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Spider-Man 2 is PlayStation's baby this year. Pretty much the only thing PlayStation has this year, to be honest. Xbox, I don't think they haven't shown off yet. I think that's coming up soon. But PlayStation, Spider-Man, what else do they really have? I don't see anything on the radar. And Spider-Man 2 doesn't look anything really great to me, to be honest. It looks like it might be a decent game if you really love the Spider-Man story. But as far as upgrades graphically, I'm not seeing anything crazy. As far as animation changes, I'm not seeing it crazy. And that's what these people that are holding on to the thought that, oh, maybe they didn't show off some of the web animations for Spider-Man 2 yet. Maybe they're holding back animations. Yeah, right, they're holding back animations from the PlayStation Showcase. Yeah, right. I'm sure they just can't show off the new web system they have built for Spider-Man 2. Spoiler, it doesn't exist. I'm willing to make this prediction just because of how confident the wingsuit. Now, this is what you have to understand about the wingsuit. The fact that they showed off the wingsuit means they probably didn't work on the web system as much. They realized that if they just go ahead and add the wingsuit into this game, it's almost like a little bit of a cover-up or fix of the web system.
Well, in my defense, Insomniac, with your first thing, is that they didn't show off any of the animations because there are none. Insomniac has a bunch of stuff because of their studio. They literally own the Ratchet and Clank series, which has been a classic for years. And you should have known that, but this guy doesn't do any research, and they're not hiding the fact that they didn't do anything for, like, Spider-Man 2. Like, they have new stuff. This guy gets proven so many times before the game is even out yet. But, like, it's just crazy to think how many dummies there are, and this guy's just too lackluster. He's always, like, he's always with his faith, and he has so much faith in his hand that this game will be bad. He just doesn't do any research. No research needed, of course. And then I was thinking, making my first one, that maybe he just doesn't have any idea of what's going on. But he's clearly, he just doesn't care, because he responds to his comments like he just doesn't care about the game. So it's hard for me to give him the benefit of the doubt when he's talking like this to his comments.
And I'm not saying necessarily the web system in Spider-Man 2018 or Miles Morales were necessarily bad. They need a revamp. I've been playing the remastered version on PC quite a bit just to, go back and feel how it really is. It's really just, autopilot. There's no real interactivity with the web system in the game. It feels pretty smooth, but it gets very boring in a short amount of time. It's just the fact that as a player, you have zero control over it. You hold down R2, and after like an hour or two of web swinging, it just gets so unbearably boring to even try to finish the story or do anything else. This is just how I think. 5 years after Spider-Man 2, 5 years.
Well, this guy's name is Boy with Crazy Hair, no spaces, by the way, and his gameplay of what he shows in Spider-Man 2 is very boring. like swinging, just holding R2 isn't swinging in Spider-Man 2. I hate it when people are all like, no, there's no like consequence to go like to like no consequence if you like hit into a wall, but you need to keep your momentum, and the consequence is you don't have your momentum. And there's so much you could do. You could like dodge to get a building away. You could you could web zip. You could jump off your web. You could swing for as long as you want. Like this guy just asked for more swinging mechanics, but he just doesn't know how to play. He just holds R2 and doesn't do anything else. He might web zip once in a while, but he never does anything else. Like you should start to know how to play the game before you ask for more advanced web options. It's just annoying how this guy just does everything.
And we're not even going to get a revamp of the web system. They're covering it up with a wingsuit.
They're not doing that. They said they use the wingsuit because there's not skyscrapers in Queens or Brooklyn that much.
It was a unique slingshot move they showed off that was pretty cool, but besides that, you can tell the system is exactly the same as it was. The way they would sell this game to me is if they had more interactivity in the open world, and they actually had a new advanced web swinging system. Then I would look at this game and say, okay, this is definitely worth it if you have a PS5. This is definitely a step up. But what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing a slight graphical step up, nothing crazy from PS4 to PS5. This is a PS5 only game, and graphically so far, I'm not seeing anything crazy like people would probably expect. I'm looking at this game and I'm saying, wow, if you have a PS5, you have nothing else to buy.
This guy's game, his favorite game is mediocre to critics and people who played the game. But everybody has that one movie, one game, one show, one of every show or game where you like it, but it wasn't received very good to the public eye or to higher ups who decide what rating it gets. Everybody has that, but this guy just talks about that game so much. And then, like, what other types of games do you see someone swinging, gliding, and doing parkour at the same time? And slingshotting, and fighting, and also puzzle solving, and an open world? What type of games do you see having that? It's just, this guy's just so annoying he is just annoying, and it made me so angry when I first watched him. Because he just did no research, he was just stupid, and it was very bad. Bad video, and then he's showing gameplay, and it looks totally different.
And this game isn't really too much of a step up unless you're really looking forward to the story, which personally I am not. And that's really what they're pushing with this game, is the story. Venom, Lizard, whoever else the other Hunter guy is, that's what they're pushing.
There is no other Hunter guy. It's just Kraven, Lizard, and Venom. That's all we know. There's more. There is no other Hunter guy.
That's what they were talking about at the Summer Games Fest. The map is 2 times bigger. Again, I don't think a bigger map is bad. I just think developers nowadays make a bigger map and then they do nothing else in the world. Like, I know for this game they're going to have the map 2 times bigger supposedly than the first, but they're going to have probably not any increase in the interactivity in the open world.
Well, Spider-Man doesn't go into random people's houses. Like, he doesn't do that. It's not like GTA where you go wherever the heck you want. He doesn't go in stores. He just goes in his house and swings around the city. Like, the only interactivity you have is fighting crime, doing those things on the ground, swinging, and story mode. And I do want more stuff that's all like, oh, you could also do this in the open world. What, Darwin? I spelled my program. Oh my god! He just has no faith in the game at all. He doesn't do any research. It's just so annoying.
I guarantee you this is going to have the same amount, maybe a little bit better of interactivity in the open world as Spider-Man 1 did. And Spider-Man 1, I mean, it was okay. There's fighting crimes every now and then. There's collecting backpacks. But besides that, there's not too much to really do. I will admit that
In Miles Morales, there is no other villains to fight besides the main story. But in the very first Spider-Man game, there's backpacks, there is crimes, there's also Screwball, Taskmaster, Tombstone, so many villains, not so many, like Arkham and so many, but enough villains that it's not just the main story like in Miles Morales. Collectibles too. And you were just complaining about there being no interactivity, and here you are saying there will be a little bit more. Make up your mind. Are you excited about the game? Are you hoping for something? Are you just trying to hate on the game for no reason? Like, make up your mind.
the new Venom combat looks pretty cool, but for me, that's not really enough. When you look at the other things that they're neglecting here,
What are you asking for? You asking to be up in space with Venom, fighting with Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, and the whole Avengers with the whole entire MCU or universe? Like, what do you want? Like, we don't even know most of the stuff we're gonna get.
here, open world's probably going to be neglected but big, just how every other game is coming out now. Same web swinging, they just throw a wingsuit in there to make it better. I just don't like that. I don't like that, the fact that they're focusing too much on the story and making the map big and not really making anything else better that I can see.
Well, they're focusing on gameplay and story. You would know that if you did any goddamn research.
Get proved wrong here when the game comes out, but I highly doubt that they would not have showed any of these features I'm talking about, any new web animations, anything new like that in this marketing campaign. I mean, I would have a very hard time to believe they're just holding that off for the game to come out.
Well, that's what all companies should do. They shouldn't, post every single new thing they have in their brand new sequel. Think about sequels. You want a whole new game. They're trying to make a whole new game that's different from the first one. What other sequels do you see from the past 10 years that were real sequels? Miles Morales is basically just his own game. It's just different by a little bit, and there were barely any stuff shown in the first trailer. But it was still a very good game, and had so many tricks. It was smoother, and it was much better than the first one. And what type of sequels do we think Ragnarok? I'm not talking about the first one and then the remake after 2018. I mean a sequel should be different, like Ragnarok and God of War 2018. Those are two completely different games. They're treated like they're sequels. And then the sequels after 2018, I don't know. I don't follow God of War, but I heard that it wasn't really much of a sequel.
I just have to keep reminding you guys, this game is 5 years after the first Spider-Man 2018. 2023 it is already. This game is coming out 5 years after, and they're going to use the same web-swinging animations and system of just holding down R2 and really nothing else you have to do. It just makes...
You're the only damn person I know on YouTube that is too dumb enough to know how to swing properly. Look at my gameplay. I know how to swing. You could press it after you swing a mere second to get more speed. You could hold it to get more air tricks. There's web zipping. You could web zoom to a place and leap off of it to choose where to go next. So much stuff to do, and it's more faster to turn around than other people actually think. You don't know how to play, and you're asking for more. Learn how to play. Learn how to play it, and then you can ask for more.
Makes the game so boring when you really just keep clicking R2.
You're the only one who does that. Again, and also, Spider-Verse took 5 years to make their art because there was so much art. It will take shorter amount of time because they already did it in the second game. In the second one, that is a completely new movie. It's not like any movie sequels. It's better than the original, actually. The original's good, but it's just better. There's so many new Spider people, and it's just, you just need to stop, wait. It took 5 years for Spider-Verse, and it still was better. So you just need to shut up and wait.
press X, nosedive a little bit. There's just no point for me to buy another game, or even buy. I don't have a PS5. There's no point for someone to buy a PS.
When I had an Xbox when I was younger, I really wanted to play Insomniac Spider-Man. I would hate on PlayStation because I was super jealous. I don't know if this guy is super jealous. This guy seems like he's jealous because he doesn't have a PS5. I don't know that. I don't know if he is jealous. I was jealous when I had an Xbox instead of a PlayStation. I wanted to play Insomniac because they canceled with Xbox.
PS5 just for this game, in my opinion. I think that's pretty much the situation we're in. If you have a PS5, I think you either really want it, or even if you don't really want it, I think you kind of have to buy it. I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, this is a PS5 exclusive, sorry. How are you not going to buy it? This is what you bought the PS5 for. And that's why I think it's a bit of a letdown. Like I said,
My mom got me the PlayStation 5 for Spider-Man 2, and I was worried that I would be canceled out on the PlayStation 4 because there was less and less PlayStation 4 games. But they're not going to cancel it immediately like the release of PlayStation 4 and the Xbox, because Corona happened and it ruined the PlayStation 5's marketing and stuff like that. It just ruined it, and it was just need to shut up.
like I said, if you don't have a PS5, I don't think anyone is stressing out here that they don't have a PS5 and they
I did!
Spider-Man 2. I mean, it just doesn't look that much of an increase to me. The websuit actually really reminds me of the grappling hook from the original Dying Light. Just because
That game was
the
a roller
grappling hook in
seat.
Dying Light was so OP once you got it. I feel like that's what this wingsuit is going to be in Spider-Man 2. I mean,
Shut up and go back to your Dying Light or whatever it's called game. You've made one video about Spider-Man and you're just hating on him. Shut up and stop hating on him. Listen to the terms, do research, and give benefit to the doubt, and think about what you're saying.
I mean, they could level it out to where the wingsuit isn't that overpowered and you still have to swing. But I see it as to where the wingsuit, you're probably going to be able to use it really whenever you really want. I feel like web swinging once you get the wingsuit is just going to be pretty insignificant to even do. There would be no point if the wingsuit is faster and the web swinging is the same system as the first game. There's just no point to even do it. I did actually hear that the web swinging is supposed to be faster, but again, that doesn't really...
I'm gonna end the video here.